Does it look like it went well? You're not gonna believe how it went and what happened. Dude, recap. I sued the probation department because they told me when the pot cards came out that they weren't gonna respect them and that they were gonna just do whatever they want. I don't care what the law is, you're gonna do what we want. That's what she said. And because of that, I had to move like some fucking refugee, right? So that way this lady doesn't disrespect the law. 2 years later, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania comes out with a case. It says probation officers aren't allowed to do that. Well, I went today and I filed a lawsuit against them, telling them, hey, you aren't supposed to do this, and you owe me compensatory damages for me having to move. And the judge asks me, what basis in law do you have for this? So I'm like, I got 1983, and I got the State Tort Act, and there's equal protection. There's a lot of stuff here, right? So he is about to start a shake on me. Like, oh, well, check this out, right? Check out this manual from the Department of Justice, right? Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Let's ask the Department of Justice. So I pull up this manual from the Department of Justice. Here it is. And it's called Potential Liabilities of Probation and Parole Officers by the U.S. Department of Justice. Alright? I'm like, listen, bro, don't take my word for it. And don't take their word for it. Take the law's word for it. So I start telling them, hey, man, well, here's what happened. I told them, skip these first few pages, sir. Let's go to the table of contents. Here in the table of contents, it's got Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. It tells you Chapter 1's about this manual. Chapter 2 is about jurisdiction. Federal and state jurisdiction, page 12. So I told them, page 12. I come over here to page 12. And I scroll to page 12. Right here. Page 12. And I tell them, suppose a probation or parolee wants to file a civil case against a probation or parole officer. How is he supposed to do the case? It depends on the law that's invoked. Okay? There's tort cases filed in state courts, and there's 1983 civil rights cases, usually filed in federal courts. If an act is a violation of federal law, the federal government must prosecute it. If it's a violation of state law, the state will prosecute it. However, if it violates both state and federal law, both governments may prosecute. There is no double jeopardy because of the dual sovereignty doctrine, which states that the federal government and the state government are both sovereign entities and therefore may prosecute the same act separately. Alright? So, successive prosecutions have resorted to. So I told them. And then they were like, oh, but the state's immune from lawsuit. I told him not according to his manual. Told him let's go back to our trusty table of contents. And here it says, page, right here. 29 is the elements of 1983, and then there's defenses, 34, but then there's qualified immunity, page 34 and 35. Let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, no, it didn't work like that. Let me tell you right now. All right. Here's page, that's 19. 31. There's a chart here, right? Here's a chart. It says judges are entitled to absolute immunity. You need to see this, right? It says judges are entitled to absolute immunity. Legislatures, absolute. Prosecutors, absolute. Probation officers, if preparing a sentence report, quasi-judicial. But if performing other functions, they're getting qualified immunity. If we scroll back here to qualified immunity, it talks about the difference between absolute immunity and qualified immunity, where qualified immunity applies to discretionary acts, but this wasn't a discretionary act. This was outside of discretion for the lady to say, oh, we're just going to do whatever we want. So my case is valid. And if you come back here to the elements of a 1983 suit, I meet those elements because what I'm saying is this is a violation of equal protection. How come anybody that gets a prescription gets to use the prescription, but then pot, you're going to make a big deal about it? It's on equal protection. So right here it says elements of a 1983 suit. The defendant must be an entity, natural person, acting under color of law, a constitutional or federally protected right, and must reach the constitutional level. Perfect. Exactly like this case. So, in theory, that's my law. And what happened is I moved, and so they owe me for this damages. Do you know what the judge told me? He's like, okay, that's your case. He asked for their cases. They said we're immune. So then I stood up and I rebutted, and I told them they're not immune under this law and manual. So he's like, stand up when you're making an argument. And I was like, well, I stood up, I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, well, you think you're a lawyer. And I was like, you think you're a lawyer? I was like, no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just reading off of the thing. He's like, well, you're acting like it. And I'm like, what? And then he's like, hurry. He's like, he didn't tell me to hurry up. He told me to do a brief argument. So I told him brief argument. They're not immune. The law says I could sue. This violation took place. Then they made an argument, and they said that they were immune. And I stood up and I told them, they're wrong. Here's the manual. There's qualified immunity and absolute immunity. They haven't even distinguished between the two. And this is an equal protection violation, which means it overrides immunity, 14th Amendment. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm not even ruling on the decision. He's like, I'm just mad right now. I'm entering judgment in judgment for the defendants, and I'm also gonna recommend that they pretty much look into me because he's mad. He's saying that I defrauded the court when I outsmarted them and got my own address to escape this lady from testing me for weed laws, was his thing. And he told them to go and retaliate against me for raising this case, pretty much, to start, taking action against me, because I came to court and filed this case, which I have the right to do under this stuff. So then I filed in federal court, before I came on, to make this video, a lawsuit. And of course, I wouldn't be right if I didn't share with you folks. This is state complaint. Well, first off, I appealed it. So I walked out of the courtroom. I walked over to her and said, hey, do you have an appeal form? She's like, yeah, here it is. $183. was like, do you take cards? She's like, yep. And I was like, here you go. Heavy toll to pay, but hey, what are you going to do? So I appealed it. And then I wrote a complaint, and I filed it in federal court. And then I got the state court complaint appeal ready, too, because you can file in both. So I appealed it. But I'm in danger right now. This guy might be mad because I filed this lawsuit. And now he's going to go send the boys at me to look at my every little thing. And, because I filed this case, the Supreme Court issued this decision. So I filed it in a Pennsylvania court. He didn't have any of it. He told me, so you think you're a lawyer? Or you think you're a lawyer? Who the fuck said anything about being a lawyer? So I appealed it. I filed a case, and hopefully, it gets filed. But here's the case. Here's the case. It's nuts, folks. You couldn't make this shit up. Here's the 9th federal lawsuit. But right now, if that guy decides to go send the boys after me because I decided to be smart guy and file this case that I have a constitutional right to protect or to do, then I'm screwed unless I can. I mean, who knows what'll happen? You legit don't know. That's the difference between living in a place with the rule of law and without the rule of law. So here's this case, filed in federal court. I sent it for filing with an IFP petition and the cover sheet, so everything's ready to go. Complaint, and then the hearing, jurisdiction and venue, the parties, the statement of fact, and then the count 1, civil deprivation of rights, count 2, retaliation, and then prayer for relief, certificate of service, and then here's the Supreme Court opinion. And then there's the manual that I'm telling you about that has the Department of Justice manual. It's 100 pages long. I sent that shit in. Fuck it. See what I'm saying? And that's pretty much the story of how the probation case panned out. So it was fucking trash. But yeah, so that's what we got. We got a song request from Airhead. Hey, what's up, Air? He wants 0 to 420 real quick. Alright, my man. If you're looking for 0 to 420 real quick, we'll finish off this episode with a live musical guest performance. 0 to 420, huh? Oh, shit. 0 to 420. Make sure you guys check out that mixtape, Fuck the Law School. Here we go, baby. You already know. Oh, man, I fucked up. Ooh. Oh, here we go. It's your boy, all this is hot. Here, let's start it over. Ready? Let's get it. You. It's your boy 420. Back up on that smoke shit. I go 0 to 420 real quick. Bad bitch with me looking real thick. Cash stack on me looking real big. Sweet fucking ass fucking real shit. Oh yeah. Holla at you, bro. Tuned into the 420. First I get it, then I pop it, then I'm straight up with the flow. If you with it and you rock it, then you already know. It's a nightmare, bro. You screaming at night like it's a night scare, yo. Get mad rocks when I smoke up cops and I'm smoking mad pot. Let me show you what I got. I'm about the real shit. You be on that talking shit and fucking all the deal shit. When the cops come, you on the squeal shit. Working with the DA on a fucking deal shit. I'm smoking on that weed. My homies all I need. My cash that green. Grind like a machine. Holla at you, bro. I'm leaning back like tic-tac-toe. You see my shit, you know my shit stacked, yo. Holla at you, bro. 420.
Inquisitor shit. I own the place, you just a visitor, bitch. I'm going for that prize, you know that hard. harmonized, clear like a blue sky, but I got the red eyes. Oh, on the track, hands in the air, drop it low, bring it back. I'm going to get money, currency by the stack. When the girl get low and she bringing it back. As a matter of fact, talk shit, get smacked. Blow smoke by the stacks. Drop it low, bring it back. Be on that boss shit. You be on that lost shit, boss shit. Oh, you mad? Straight lost it. Talk shit and get tossed, bitch. And I run the game. The mods, developers, they know my name. You on the track, so holla at you, bro. I'm booking that shit 420. Fuck Nightmare Drops. Fuck Best Buy and Dell. Fuck the law school too. Down with them, then fuck you. And then you got it. Holla at you, bro. The way I grind is straight robotic. Fast, you would think you supersonic. Eyes straight red, cause I'm smoking on the chronic. And you already know. It's 420. I got my flow. Nightmare on the road. You already know. So holla at you, bro. It's 420. You already know. Lawsuit trial today? Dude, the judge kicked me out of the court. He told me, you're a lawyer. I told him I'm not. He's like, well, you think you are. You'll figure it out. Get out of here. That's what he told me. That is what he told me, word for word. He told me, you think you're a lawyer. I was like, you're a lawyer. You'll figure it out. He told me, you're a lawyer. You'll figure it out. I told him, I'm not a lawyer. He's like, well, you think you are. Get out of here. That's what he told me when I sued the probation people. I walked out of there. I went to the other court lady. It's the same building. I paid $180 to appeal it. I paid $180 to appeal it. Here's the proof. I legit already appealed it. I legit walked out of there, went, and appealed it. They asked me, do you have the judgment yet? Walked back to the court, got it printed out, went back. And yeah, it didn't go well at all. He was not happy with me. I did everything right. I had all the paperwork, all the laws, everything right. Lord, yeah, I'm getting all the appeals. I've won appeals before. So, we'll hope we'll do it again. But hey, listen, folks. I'm going to get some weed. I'm going to be back is the plan. But before we go, I got a Pokemon giveaway. Folks, Pokemon giveaway. Guess this Pokemon card right here for your chance to win. Your chance to win a bond right now, folks. In the stream only. Your chance to guess right here, right now. Pikachu. Airhead guesses Pikachu. B. McKean guesses Ninetales. Jordan guesses Jigglypuff. Anybody else? Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Staryu. Romtech guesses Staryu. Alright, here we go. Ready? Going once. Going twice. It's... It's Meowth! It's Meowth! Better luck next time! Better luck next time! Alright, I'll get you guys on the flip side. Have a good one. Peace!